"This is the unluckiest magic horse I've ever seen. It has just been exiled to the human world, but fell into a trap set by humans. Luckily Pavel passed by. He wants to save the magic horse, but he couldn't pull the rope. In the crisis, he found the water wheel next to him. Then he tied the rope to the water wheel and turned it vigorously, but the magic horse still hasn't broken free. Pavel is in a hurry. He climbed onto the water wheel. With 400 kilograms of his own weight, he managed to turn the water wheel. The magic horse has finally been rescued. The magic horse looked at Pavel in front of him and shed tears of gratitude. Then the magic horse jumped up and turned into a white light and disappeared into the night sky. Pavel thought it was just a dream. Unexpectedly, as soon as he woke up, something strange happened. The farm suddenly had 2 more horses. As Pavel panics, a talking donkey appears in the darkness. It turned out to be the magic horse from last night. In return, the magic horse willingly became Pavel's mount. Just then came the farmer's roar from outside the door. Pavel then remembered the crop destroyed by the donkey last night. He was about to escape when the donkey got under his crotch. The donkey wants Pavel to experience the speed of a Lamborghini. This is not the only superpower that donkeys have. With a cry, 2 horses were called. Although Pavel lost his job on the farm, but his magical life has only just begun. They came to a beautiful country. Unexpectedly, as soon as he entered the city, 2 horses attracted everyone's attention. Just when people wanted to buy these 2 dark horses, the king is watching it all with a telescope. At this time, the king's subordinates directly took away the 2 dark horses. Pavel was too timid to resist, but the donkey is not afraid of the king. It uses its superpowers. Then the dark horse rushed out like an F1 car. The king sitting in the carriage was scared to pee and fell off the carriage directly. The people present did not dare to make a sound. Pavel was the only one who laughed loudly, but he had no idea that his laughter provoked a man who shouldn't be provoked. The king here is a famous tyrant. Even if he eats an apple, he has to cut it with a guillotine. The king was about to execute Pavel on the spot, but there was no good excuse. So his minister told him an evil idea. That is to ask Pavel to capture an ancient mythical beast, the fire phoenix, to get a chance to make amends. Legend has it that the fire phoenix is fierce. No one who saw it came back alive, but Pavel had no other choice. So Pavel and his donkey went on an adventurous journey. After arriving in the territory of the fire phoenix, they first looked for some nuts. These are no ordinary nuts, and they'll come in handy in no time. At night, they were just about to set a trap when they found a strange street sign next to them. There are a few big characters written on it. Like, comment and subscribe. Pavel and donkey didn't have time to hesitate and quickly threw the nuts out of the bag, quietly waiting for the prey to take the bait. Little did they realize that what happened next almost killed them. The squirrel was about to eat the nut when a strange red light appeared on the ground. The red light is emitting a high temperature of -300 degrees, which is about to melt this land. Suddenly, a mysterious object emerged from the ground. Pavel and the donkey discovered that this is the legendary fire phoenix. It slowly landed in a most beautiful pasture. As a noble divine beast, even eating a meal requires elegance. It sticks out its orchid finger and throws it hard. Then he jumped and swallowed the nuts in satisfaction. This nut tastes better than a hamburger. It was about to grab the second one when it fainted on the spot. Even so, it still ate the delicious food next to its mouth before it dared to sleep peacefully. Pavel, who had been waiting by the side for a long time, could finally catch the fire phoenix. At this time, a big red claw suddenly stretched out. Frightened, Pavel turned and ran, and at this critical juncture, his donkey comes forward. The donkey crashed into the fire phoenix and knocked the fire phoenix out of 108,000 miles. This operation completely angered fire phoenix. It waves its huge wings. In an instant, the extremely high temperature of -300 degrees turned the oasis into a sea of fire. As Pavel and the donkey were about to be killed, Pavel threw the only nut he had, and it is because of this moment that the role of nuts is really brought into play. The fire phoenix that woke up the next day was no longer as arrogant as before. It shed tears of sadness and then fell to the ground, wailing in pain. Seeing this scene, Pavel relented. He lifted the shackles of the fire phoenix and let the fire phoenix reignite its flames. The fire phoenix gained freedom and quickly flew into the air. What Pavel didn't expect was that because of his kindness, he got a colorful feather that could change his fate. He thought he could bring the feathers back to the kingdom to complete the task. Unexpectedly, he was directly sent to the guillotine by the king. In the face of everyone's doubts, he confidently raised the feathers in his hands. However, the feathers have lost their due colorful light. No matter how Pavel calls out the feathers, it doesn't respond. This finally allowed the king to find a reason to kill him. However, just as Pavel was about to be beheaded, the feathers finally began to burn again. By the time everyone looked up at the sky, the fire phoenix had already flown over, and that light shone through the entire kingdom, making Paweł a recognized hero. So the king could only let Paweł go temporarily. But Paweł did not give the king the respect he deserved. Paweł uses the power of the fire phoenix to control the day and night of the kingdom at will. The respected king has never suffered such humiliation, so his minister came up with another idea, so that he could kill Paweł completely. The minister actually asked him to go to the snow country in the Arctic, then take back the young and beautiful princess and marry the 180-year-old king. Paweł and the donkey had to accept the impossible task again, because Snow Nation is built on snowy mountains that reach into the sky. So they climbed for 3 days and 3 nights, and finally saw the magnificent gates of the palace. However, as Paweł was about to enter, he was blocked by a wall of ice. At this point, the donkey thought of a way. Let the feather of the fire phoenix burrow into the gate. Extremely high temperatures can instantly turn ice walls into water. Paweł managed to open the door, but his donkey was not so lucky. It was swept into the abyss by melting ice water. Fortunately, the donkey got stuck in the crack, which saved its life. When Paweł entered the palace, he finally saw Snow White like Sleeping Beauty. After waking the princess with a feather, Paweł quickly stepped forward and helped her up. But the ice was so slippery that the two of them directly performed an ice sport. Because this scene is so exciting, I'm going to help the audience skip this scene. When the princess heard that she was going to marry the 108-year-old king, she would rather die than marry him. Seeing the princess jump off the cliff, Paweł jumped down to save her without hesitation. When they were about to die, a donkey with wings saved them. So the princess was successfully brought back to the kingdom. But by this time, she was already moved by Paweł's bravery, which instantly made the king feel very angry. In order to escape the marriage, the princess asked the king to do a very difficult thing for her. That is to retrieve the ring guarded by the giant whale. And if nothing else, that difficult task fell to Paweł again. Definitely the biggest sea creature Paweł has ever seen. Looking at these 8-meter thick chains, you can feel its powerful pressure. However, this ocean overlord has been trapped here for thousands of years. Now its only wish is for someone to kill it, because it ate a lot of human ships by mistake. It shed tons of tears every day with guilt. It wasn't until Paweł and the donkey showed up here that the whale saw hope. But Paweł's solution was not to kill it, but to ride a flying donkey right into the whale's nostrils. He didn't expect that there would be a beautiful scenery like diamond stars here. The donkey touched the inside of the whale's nose with its wings, and the whale instantly felt itchy. And then a sneeze with the power of a nuclear bomb comes out. Under this powerful impact, the whale finally broke free from the shackles of the iron chain, and the ships that were eaten by mistake were also freed. To thank his savior, the whale commissioned his men to deliver the legendary diamond ring. Paweł was expecting excitement, but instead he was lost in thought, because this ring is to help the old king marry Paweł's beloved princess. After returning to the kingdom, Paweł sneaked into the prince's room. He wants to go away with his beloved girlfriend. Unexpectedly, it happened to be discovered by the king's men, and a group of soldiers broke into the door directly. The donkey came to the rescue, and was scared away by the king's shot. The angry king certainly won't let Paweł go easily, so he had a bad idea. The king made 3 cauldrons for Paweł. The first pot has a high temperature of 300 degrees above zero, and the second one was minus 300 degrees, and the third pot is boiling hot milk. If Paweł succeeds, the king will absolve him of all his crimes. Paweł knew he would die if he jumped, so he looked at the princess, swear his love for the princess in front of everyone, and the king was so enraged that he pushed Paweł off the platform. When the princess saw that her beloved was in danger, she quickly threw out the ring in her hand. Paweł flew directly from the first hot pan to the second ice pan. Just as he was about to become a popsicle, the phoenix roared, and its feathers flew straight into the pot. This time, Paweł was ejected into the third milk pot. After a long time, the milk pot didn't move, and everyone thought Paweł was dead. Then suddenly a white light pierced the sky. A dandelion fell from the sky, and everyone's expression changed from shock to surprise. Paweł is blanketed in dazzling light. The reason why he was able to come back to life in situ, all due to his good friend Donkey. So the donkey didn't die. Instead, he did his best to get to the place where the flower of life grows at the speed of light. This allowed Paweł to be resurrected smoothly. Looking at Paweł, who was not injured, the old king also wanted to feel the joy of being a macho man. He also jumped into the pot, only to be enveloped in a huge bubble. Successfully sent myself to heaven. Paweł's bravery was recognized by everyone. To a great cheer, he became the new king. He lived happily ever after with the princess. Of course, Paweł's happy ending couldn't have happened without the support of 2 good friends. If it were you, the donkey and the fire phoenix, who would you choose as your pet?